I know gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
So just another quick short video this time, and it'll be on the mental state of the recipient. And what we need to establish very, very quickly as a medium or as a psychic reader is the purpose of the reading. Why do they need the reading? What do they get from it? And I've had people call me up at ridiculous times of the night saying that they need a sit-in first thing in the morning. And my immediate reaction to that is, why do they need this reading? Why is it so important? And what happens is that people put our minds to the test, but they hold it in such high regard as well. So there will be things like, on a psychic level, you know, is their partner cheating? Male or female, that's happened on numerous occasions. Or someone's had an opportunity to move, and should they sign up for a mortgage or things like that. You know, these are massive changes to people's worlds, you know, if they're going to move or if they're going to end a relationship. On the basis of your psychic reading. So you need to bear that in mind. What is the mental state of the recipient? And again, I've already done a video, I don't know if it's been released yet, but it's one on personal responsibility, and we need to understand our responsibility as a reader there on whether we should be answering these questions or not. There will be a lot that people will come to you about their health issues, and by law we're not allowed to talk about health issues, so we shouldn't be giving health advice. If you need any advice on your health or the status of your well-being, then please go and see a doctor or a professional person at a hospital or your local GP, whatever it is. Do not come to a psychic or a medium for that kind of information. I don't care how good they are. Go and see a professional in their area for that. We need to be mindful of that. And also I've had very difficult readings where only for experience, and I've had to learn the hard way, and that's what I'm trying to prevent for you guys in some of these videos, is the hard way. Is when someone comes to you because they have lost someone very, very close to them, and they want communication, and everything balances on that communication. I remember doing one very, very difficult reading for a young, for a gentleman one day who had lost his son, and the reading was quite successful. It wasn't 100%. I wasn't 100% happy with it, because it was a very difficult and emotional journey that the three in the room were going through, me, my client and the communicator. It was a very emotional time, especially for the recipient, having to relive or go over these moments that the communicator was offering me to talk about. And at the end of the reading, it was suggested that if the son hadn't come through, that the gentleman was going to go away and commit suicide. And so again, the responsibility is huge there. So we need to establish now the mental state of why and what the recipient wants the reading for. Because the responsibility is huge in that moment. So a lot of people developing, certainly nowadays, you know, there's a lot more commercial aspects to it, you know, maybe they're reading cards or objects, you know, ribbons, crystals, that sort of thing, or psychometrizing with like watches and jewelry and photographs, or psychic readings, just me reading the energy of someone else, or mediumship in the sense of me going to the spirit world, getting information, communication for a recipient. And each one of these scenarios will have a different effect. And it's that effect that we need to be mindful of and what it's going to do to the recipient. And so some people are just toying with it, you know, they've got a little bit of spare time on their hands, and they want to learn to read cards because Some psychics hold them at their last public event that they should be doing this and they should be practicing. So you need to be mindful of the responsibilities that go with that. And some people approach it in that fun kind of hobby kind of aspect. Whereas I don't. This is very, very serious, and it's my life's work right now, and a full dedication towards it as well. It's changed my life completely in many different facets: relationships and work, security, where I live, all this kind of stuff. So it's a very, very serious end that I'm working here. But you do get your people that are just sitting on the local school fete, turning a card and giving you their interpretation of the card. So we need to understand what angle the recipient's coming at, and we need to understand on why they want the sitting, why they want the reading, and what they want to gain from the reading. Is it foreseeing what's coming, you know, psychic reading or seership, or communication, and are they in a position to accept this communication? You need to be very, very mindful of that. There is one that's just sprung to mind, so I will very quickly share the story. I remember a client once coming in, and I will spare all the details obviously, but I'll give you the very hard-hitting points. And they said to me, I found it really strange anyway, but they said to me, I just want to know how he passed. That's it. So you tell me how he passed, where it was, how it happened, and the sitting's over. And I thought, well, that's a little bit blunt, a little bit strange. And alarm bells are going off, obviously, at that point. Maybe I should have turned it away. But then equally, there was an element of my own curiosity. God, this must be an interesting story. What's going on here? Let's have a look. So I took it on board, and I was aware that there was an argument that had unfolded, and I was aware of a raw brick wall and a staircase and a door that led into that at the bottom there, which you went up a huge flight of stairs, and their front door was at the top there. And I was aware of an argument breaking out there, and this gentleman being pushed and falling down the stairs. And so that's about as much as I can share of that reading from there. But afterwards they said to me it was still going through the court because it was undetermined with what was happening. Didn't know if he had fell or if he had been pushed or what had happened. And I had just done this reading where I clearly seen him being pushed by a particular person that was in the frame for the crime that had been committed, but they were unsure of. So we need to be very, very mindful, and again I learned the hard way with that, but I spoke truth, and we need to remember we're the ambassador for the spirit world. We need to speak truth, not dilute it down. So I gave it exactly as I got it. In that sense. So be very mindful of how their mental state is. There are some crazy people out there. There are some lovely people out there as well, and there are some readings that are an absolute joy to do, and some that are truly heartbreaking. But try and understand the position that they're in, and what benefits they will receive from the reading, not the benefits you'll receive for hearing how good you are, or how many readings you've done last year. So be mindful is my advice, and I will sign out at this point. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that kind of stuff, and I'll catch you next time.